Okay, guys, welcome back. I can't have that much enthusiasm, really. To me, my mom, and my
Right.
Padres, right?
First of all, Maddie, thank you for heading east today to
Of
report at my
course.
house because I've got things I got to do. And then we realized we're not wearing anything Padre gear, and I didn't feel like putting anything on. So here's our representation. That we are a Padres
Yes.
Padres
We still
fan.
are. Don't worry.
Yes, Padres fan podcast. Although
It's been
I
real
know
tough.
it's
It's
been
been
really
really Padres-esque lately.
Padraising.
Mm-hmm.
Padres are Padraising right now.
I want you to. I feel you're fresh. You were just talking to our girl Julie, our
Mhm.
favorite Giants fan,
Mhm.
and you guys had a good chat. You told me
Mhm.
so. Let me just get your 2 cents. I'll give you my 2 cents, and then
Okay.
we can do a bit of a deeper dive, I guess, into the last couple of series and
Sure.
some players.
Well, she has our sympathy because the Giants haven't had a good season, although they've been playing very well lately. So now she's like, oh gosh, do I even
want to try to care?
Right, because they're 5 games out of the wild card, so it's a big long shot for them. But then it's kind of like, exactly, like, that feeling. So I basically told her, she wasn't aware of like what was going on. And I basically told her that we can't do anything right now. That our starting pitching hasn't gone more than 4 innings, I think, other than Pivetta. I think in 2.5 weeks or something like that. We haven't had one starter go more than 4 innings. That we are behind in almost every single game in the first inning. And then our offense is sputtering like crazy. We are making defensive errors. Jake Cronenworth is all of a sudden, I feel like, making errors quite a bit.
He had 2 really bad games. I think. Back to
and then
back,
last
too.
night he made errors too. He made at least one last night too. And now they're talking about moving him to shortstop, which brings me to, we have our injuries. Obviously, the Adam injury was pretty devastating. Fortunately, we have a deep bullpen, but Bogarts is out for potentially the rest of the regular season.
Yeah.
Toddy's not 100%. We know that. And then some of the other guys, Manny, look absolutely gassed. So not a lot of optimism out there. And sorry, but it is what it is. And we have so much history of heartache. It's hard not to get a little panicky, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. And again, my thought too is like, oh, Maggie, let's do this kind of our own little group therapy recording, because sometimes we do these and then we listen to them a couple of days later and we're like, what we were so worried about, everything was fine.
Yeah,
have a little faith. But
we always, our timing is never great, for good or for bad.
That's true. So
yeah, I mean, I'm with you, girl. Right? I think I was thinking about this earlier today. I was like, I think we were, for at least like for this first half of the season, right? I think we collectively as a fan base were kind of waiting for the shoe to drop.
Oh, for sure.
Right? And then the first half started. It never really fell. Maybe the laces became a little bit untied, but we were still fairly optimistic. And especially after the trade deadline, we felt even better. And now it's hard for you not to think, especially after this avalanche of mishaps and injuries
and losing to bad teams
and continuing to underperform against the American League.
I think
is this just what is this just what was destined to happen this whole season long? Did they just finally peak, and then this is just
adjusted to the mean?
Exactly. Well, now I say that I say that also without not putting like Laureano or Hearn, Fermin into that category. Miller, exactly. We've obviously improved as a team post trade deadline. However, it's just in this period, in these past 3 series, it just has not translated onto paper or onto the field. What can we do, especially with this Orioles series right now? It's so frustrating because you have a team who's been underperforming all season long at home in a series that we really, really needed to win, if not sweep them, especially when you're losing the series against the Twins.
Same with the Twins. We, worst case scenario with both of these were we lose one, and now
we might get swept right now. And, and you can think of this one or two ways. With the Dodgers, kind of underperforming as well in this time period, right?
It's the only thing that's kind of keeping us.
Okay, right, but do you count yourself lucky that the Dodgers are not, that aren't, winning as many games as they were expected to, or do you kick yourself in the foot even more for not, using this opportunity exactly to get the lead in the NL West? Because newsflash, the Cubs keep winning.
Yeah,
the Cubs
which
have
isn't good.
The Cubs have the
field home.
Yeah, I think there's a 4-game gap between us and the Cubs right now. So what do you do? What can you do? Yes, we have these aspects and these bits on our team that seem World Series caliber, like our bullpen, specifically. But how can you perform at a World Series level when your bullpen, like what you've been saying, have to pitch 5 innings every game? And then you lose one of your four horsemen.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
And when Bogarts was finally, becoming the man that we thought he was going to be,
gets hit by a freaking foul ball.
You have Schilt in this position where Merrill's coming back, a person who has definitely, not played to the expectations that he created for himself last season.
Not unusual though.
Not unusual, of course. Yeah, no, this is a typical sophomore slump, but. What do you do when you're Schilt? You kind of have to start him a little bit.
You do.
Then you also need to play Schilt or Sheets and O'Hearn.
And then, so the argument has been that we set Arise.
But now Arise
is hitting pretty well last night. Maybe he's doing better, and he did better in that number 1 spot than the number 2 spot too, right? You know who's not hitting at all is a total hole in the lineup right now?
Manny.
But you're not going to not play Manny.
You're not going to not play Manny.
I mean, that's...
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how Schultz handles all this because he's always so optimistic to a fault. I think.
Feel like I'm kind of getting Schultz like managerial style in terms of especially like first half, second half, right? Because we're starting to see he is having a bit of a shorter leash. Like he finally didn't start Arise. He moved him down in the lineup. He was starting Gavin Sheets and O'Hearn more, even even with the Merrill injury, right? Are we seeing this? Okay, I'm thinking, after observing Schilt, I think the first half, he uses the first half for vibes to set the tone, to make sure that we're trying to get his players in the best position possible, lift them up, right?
Constantly,
before it's time to play ball. And I think he might have this meeting with his teams. All right, guys, maybe after the either after the All-Star break or the trade deadline, they go, sorry, this isn't RuPaul's best friend race anymore. We have to win some baseball, so some feelings are about to be hurt, which is something I think I am seeing a little bit more. I'm curious to see how Merrill performs in this next 4 or 5 games, week of baseball, and see what Schultz going to do from there.
Yeah, I'm. Last night I listened to his. Did you listen to his post game? And he was actually a little more contrite than usual. Obviously not ripping players because that's not what he does, but he did, mention again that the walks were frustrating him. And I think there's this belief in baseball, correct me if I'm wrong, but people seem to think walks are completely avoidable. Theoretically, I suppose that's true. I don't know, but I've never really heard him pinpoint any specific thing. It's usually, the guys were out there and don't, are you looking at the statistics? Because the statistics are showing you we're doing a lot of the right things here. We did this right. We did that right. He never really talks about what we needed to do better. And actually last night he's like, the walks are killing us. We can't, everything's going to work out great. Our offense is, going to come around. There's a few people that are really on fire right now, blah, 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 blah. But he did say, giving up that many walks, particularly in the first part of a ball game, is just not
he's absolutely right.
And it's not wrong. Yeah, exactly.
It brings up, it comes back to what we were talking about in the beginning.
Starting pitch.
Exactly. You had Darvish at 40 pitches by not even the end of the second inning yesterday.
And what was Cease? I mean, probably worse. And Cortez's last outing was not good. And The bullpen game actually was a little better. It got worse as it went in, but whoever started that game did all right. I can't remember who it was. Oh, it was Morgan.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he had 2 clean innings, maybe 1. I can't remember. But, even before we hit this losing streak, I had been talking about I did not think our starting pitching was good enough to win the World Series, good enough to get into the playoffs and maybe run around. But if King comes back, that changes. If King comes back, and he's effective, we might be okay between him and Pavetta and a little bit out of you. Do a couple, a couple innings with you, a couple innings with Cease, or Cortez or whatever.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't come back at full strength, there's just no freaking way that we can do anything with the starting pitching. Unless you overcompensate it with a crazy offense, which we have not seen all season.
No.
So, I mean, why would we feel so optimistic? I don't know. I mean, ultimately, here's the thing, too. Like Julie was saying with the Giants, once it looked pretty obvious that they were not going to be in the postseason, after having a pretty good season up until and then they just kind of fell apart, right? They were in it for a while. And her whole thing was like, I just want to see them play well the rest of the season. And me too. That's now, whatever happens with the playoffs. But you want to be entertained. And we just renewed our season tickets for last year. And I don't want to pay money to watch this. I don't want to, for very, not even mediocre ball. Although I will say, I was talking to a couple of friends too, that this is not ownership's fault or even Preller's. No. And so I don't feel bad about renewing my tickets because the club is still obviously trying to, it's important to them to put a competitive team on the field. That's all they can do. It's up to the players and the manager and the coaches to take it from there. So I'm wondering if Schultz always been a very successful second half coach, manager, coach, whatever. Yes. So this is almost like new territory for him. And I'm curious to see what that's going to look like. And that could be one of the reasons why he seems so hesitant to mess with the lineup, because in the past, I think I don't know, you'd have to go back and look at what he did with the Cardinals, but maybe in the past this wasn't even an issue for him. So he just threw it out there, thinking, that the morale would take would be worse than any improvement they got out of any changes. I don't know. He is a big morale
vibes guy.
Vibes guy, yeah. So where do we go from here? I don't know. I don't know. Were you disappointed they didn't go after Walker Buehler? He was cheap, like $1 million.
Yeah. Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when we're desperate for pitching.
Yes. And I know he didn't have a good year, but he pitched well against us. And now if we do make it to the World Series, he went to AAA too. I didn't know that.
Who picked him up?
The Phillies. So if we play the Phillies, they probably took him just in case they have to play us, because he's got our number forever. So we could have picked up him. There was another one I saw too that somebody else just picked up, and I'm like, it was cheap. Not Husam Kim. I don't blame us for. I mean, wouldn't that have been nice? That would have been like.
That would have been a vibe boost.
Talk about vibes, exactly. Yeah. But he's got
it's too expensive.
Oh, he's got a $16 million option next year that he's going to pick up.
Yeah.
He's not worth. I'm sorry. I love Mike Kareem, but he ain't worth $16 million.
No, I mean, at least we have.
Not when you're trying to re-sign some of these other players.
The baseball world has Profar and Kim together.
I know.
That actually, this is how you know the Padres are down bad, when that's been like the good news of the week.
I know. And the fact that I want to seek out
Braves games.
Yeah, Braves games, just to see what happens with them. Is he starting? Do you know? Has he gone?
I don't know if he's starting, but I have seen in Atlanta media talking about how he might be their shortstop of the future.
He was on the IL
for most of the season.
Yeah, and I think he might still be on it. He came back and went back on it, which is a problem. It's one of the reasons why he was released, probably. The other small, we're talking about small things. So I've always been very excited about this. I'm going to Savannah Bananas on Friday, and I don't know much about it. I'm not a hardcore fan. I'm going with a hardcore fan, so I'm very excited to experience this with them. But I haven't really been paying attention because part of me is like, well, my actual baseball team's really good. I'm getting a lot of entertainment out of that.
Yeah.
But I want to go check this out. They look adorable, and it looks like a really good time. But then I keep telling myself during this losing streak, good thing I got the Savannah Bananas on Friday to kind of
Something to look forward to.
Put some baseball back into my heart. Something to look forward to in the baseball world. But so we have our third game today in a couple hours against Baltimore. I don't even. Do you know who's pitching?
No, you can look it up though.
Who
pitched
it's
yesterday?
Cortez.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It was you, but I think they give you an extra day. They gave him 6 days usually. That's how we had the bullpen. But let me look and see if I can find who's.
Should be right there. Yep.
Where is it?
Right there.
Where do you see the
Cortez?
Oh, Cortez. That's right. I was right. Okay. Well, that could go either way.
And
we're who's this guy?
Wow.
So Baltimore is throwing a guy who's got a 5.04 ERA, 2.7 record. I know records don't mean anything, but he's got a 5.7 ERA. On paper, actually, they look pretty close because Cortez is a 5.6, so 06, so they're pretty close. But
yeah, it's
nothing makes sense anymore.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to get a full opinion on Cortez yet because he's had a good start, a bad start, a good start, a bad start, a good start, a bad start. With pitchers, you know, you always know you have Niebla right there. So like, even if like the pitching doesn't seem as fresh, as clean as, you know, you're expecting it to be, you always know in the back of your mind that you have a wizard in
except that we only have him this year. He's a rental. So I don't know how much of a difference he can make in 4 weeks or whatever.
No, but you also have playoffs, you know, and he can come in big in a playoff.
You're right.
Especially because he needs a little redemption from his last
I wonder if they'll for the first round, if they'll put him on that roster. You know, we only have 3 starters.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, they kind of have to.
You kind of have to, especially when you're missing a bullpen piece. You know, put Cease and Nestor in there.
That'll be interesting. That's not a bad idea. Or like I said, they could do they could be there for like if you only wants to pitch 3 innings,
exactly,
or 2.
You're telling me
comes in for 2,
right? You like
just to break the bullpen.
I don't know how I know you know in travel ball or whatever the highest level that I played. You know, it was as a catcher. It was always fun when you would go from like a pitcher who's pitching, you know, 70 miles an hour, a really fast pitcher, to a very like movement-y pitcher. You know, how fun would it be to have like, oh God, we don't even have any fast starters, but like, you know, you do Darvish for 4 innings, and then you put Cease in there for 2, and then you put you know, like Nestor in there for 2, and no one in the lineup
as a
ever
catcher
get the timing right.
Was it fun? As a catcher, it was fun.
Well, it was good, yeah.
Okay, that's
and you know your pitcher. You know your pitchers too.
I'm sure. I know you used your hand would start catching the ladies that threw very hard, but then you were always in the dirt for the ones that had a lot of movement too sometimes. So interesting.
But the batters were never on. But the batters were never balanced. And and especially when you have starters like Darvish, like Cease, not really Pavetta, mostly those 2. I can't remember if King's the same way too. If we get King back, but. I mean, Cease for sure, and Darvish, but like first time through the lineup, gold, Teague, you know,
not
damn near untouchable.
I don't know.
It's when you get
Darvish gives up home runs in the first inning.
That's true, but one home run,
pretty regular.
But then when you're getting through the second, third time down the lineup, they start to unravel.
I wanted to tell you, speaking of catchers, I did not see this. Maybe you did, but Julie told me about it.
Are you talking about for? Don't even tell me the team.
This happened.
Was it Seattle? No. It was Texas?
Yes.
Astros?
Yes, so Framber Valdez. You saw that.
Yeah.
He literally I have to see the video. Julie was describing it to me.
Yeah, I saw the video like intentionally like throwing at his catcher. Well, apparently they talked it out. And they had a manager meeting afterwards, and apparently it was an accident.
Oh, really?
Yes, and he had to apologize through an interpreter.
Everyone was saying,
but look at the body language.
Everyone said it looked absolutely deliberate.
Look at the body language of both. John Boyd's gonna have a field day with that one.
Okay, and because my question too was when this was going on, where was the manager? Like, did the manager come out and say anything? Like, bro, put your freaking temper down, like 10 notches here.
Pitchers are a different breed.
So yeah. From what she had told me was he looked like he deliberately nailed in the chest after giving up a grand slam to Trent Grisham.
Oh, Trent
Grisham. That's still a fan. He always liked him. Like, he couldn't hit for shit when he was with us, and now look what happens. I don't know. It only took him 3 or 4 years. That's the thing. And I'm like, well, now he's hitting. I'm like, we gave him. He was a hole in our lineup for 2 or 3 years. We gave it enough opportunity. It didn't work here.
I'm like, is he hitting?
We're good to move on. We're good to move on with him. So that was. Yeah, I have to look at the video. I haven't.
Oh yeah, it's you'll definitely have some thoughts on it. It's
yeah.
It's a bit jarring.
She said yesterday in their game that Devers hit a home run, and he was doing like it was the first. I think she said it was the first inning. He hit a home run, and he was just kind of jogging, and the pitcher for the Rockies went off on him. Like, just went off on him. Did you see that?
That was Rafael Devers.
Yeah, he hit the home run.
I did see that, and then that just cleared. And Chapman got ejected.
Chapman and what's their shortstop's name? They came from the Brewers. I'm drawing a blank.
No.
I know. You know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. Adames. Yeah.
Yes.
They got tossed. And I'm like, I have to see that video too, because Julie I think she said Matt Chapman kind of went straight for the pitcher. But she goes, I don't know why Adames got ejected. He was just kind of standing there. But sometimes they just say things, you know.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What's your prediction today, Maddie B? And then we're off Thursday, and then Friday we're going to Cincinnati, right? No? Colorado, yeah. Our next home game that we are going to is versus Cincinnati. It's a week from today. So that will be the next.
How do I feel?
How do I
feel about today's game?
Mm-hmm.
God, Mom, I don't know. I don't freaking know, girl. I think we're going to win. I think it might not be the cutest game. I think it'll probably be a close game.
It might be one of those games where we score
10 runs.
Yeah, because that's kind of been a weird thing too. Which to me, it's a gut thing, but I feel like it's never a good thing when they have these blowout games, because they always seem to
tire themselves out
or do shitty the next game or so.
Exactly.
You know?
God, I just hope we win, girl. I don't even know what to expect.
Imagine stuff by the freaking Orioles.
I mean, let's look at our lineup. Right. All right. Is our lineup ready to win?
I don't know.
I know Sheets isn't in it.
Sheets can come off the bench.
All right, let's see.
Find the lineup.
Let's see. Preview.
Do we have? Okay, so who do we have?
Tatis, Arise, Machado, O'Hearn, Laureano, Merrill, Cronenworth, Iglesias, Diaz.
Okay. They were talking about moving. I think this is just too much of a defensive liability. I think there's been talk about moving
Merrill to shortstop?
No. Cronenworth to shortstop, Arise to second, O'Hearn at first, and then
get Iglesias out of there and have Gavin DH.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think that would be such a defensive liability.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be worth it.
Especially a position like shortstop, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have defense there. Yeah. And like, it's not like Cronenworth is gonna go over there and a big 247 average is really gonna make a difference.
He's hitting 247.
Yeah. That's
surprising me that that's good. That's decent for him. So yeah, I can't see that. I think what Schultz gonna end up doing is platoon Sheets and O'Hearn.
Yeah.
Where he should really be
Merrill and Sheets.
Or Arise, O'Hearn, Sheets, something like that. Like it shouldn't just be those two. Somebody's out of the lineup every other day. It should be more.
Yeah, but you want to know the issue with that? Too? I mean, it's not an issue, but I mean, you're obvious. It is an issue. They're all lefties, so like, what sort of platoon is there?
You're right.
You know?
Yeah, no, that's part of the issue.
Mm-hmm.
There's somebody like that's right-handed. There's nobody. No,
yeah.
Iglesias is
all
right-handed.
But based on what you just said, he kind of needs to be in the lineup because you're not going to have that hole in shortstop. And also, Iglesias has been making some errors too.
I know.
Love him though. I have nothing bad to say.
I still think he's good with the glove. But,
yeah. And I still think Jake Cronenworth is a top tier, tier fielder.
Yeah.
He's just been having some issues, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Machado's a top tier fielder.
I was telling Dad last night with Jake. It's like, I just wonder if he's like in his 30s now. You might just be slowing down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of fun to think about. One thing that's really different, I feel like, from Padres years of past is we didn't keep players around this long.
Yeah.
Other than like Tony Gwynn or Trevor Hoffman.
Yeah.
I mean, can you name Adrian Gonzalez was with us a long time. Jake Peavy was with us a long time. Can you think
Brian Giles.
How long was Brian Giles with us?
Chase Headley was here for a while.
Like 4 years, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't Gonzalez only here for like 4 years.
Was he?
I think
he was here longer.
I don't think he was. I think he was here during our prime time.
Okay. But we've got like Manny and Toddy and Jake. There may have been some. Those guys have all been with us for 5 seasons now.
I mean, Darvish is almost there.
Darvish,
Musgrove is going to be there soon.
Morihon's been with us the longest. Morihon and Manny have been with us the longest. So it is kind of fun to. When I think of Jake, he's been very fine. He's fine,
and
he's not expensive.
Something I noticed about it's funny that we think he's not expensive now.
No, he's really not. He's market.
And the thing about Jake Cronenworth, even though he is very much middle of the road player, right, in the Hall of fairly good,
the Hall of okay.
I feel like the team is always better when he's in the lineup, even though he is fairly middle of the road.
But every team needs to play. You can't have all superstars.
You need consistency, and Jake's Cronenworth mediocrity is consistent, which is nice.
No, he's perfect for like that number 7 hitter. Has a decent glove. Although, like again, I felt that way. I felt more stronger that way. Felt stronger when he wasn't making so many errors.
Oh, of course.
But he still makes some dazzling plays too. Yeah. But no, I don't.
The errors right now are very jarring for us because he is such a
stellar glove.
Exactly.
Second base. Exactly. Yeah. So, but no, Jake's not the.
He's the
least of our concerns.
Honestly.
Right now.
All right. So then we'll have our own version of a concernometer. The ay-ay-ay.
The ay-ay-ay-o-meter.
Yeah, who's at the top of your list?
Oh, gosh. I mean, knee-jerk react. You mean, like, as a whole, the starting pitching.
Yeah.
Individually, I mean, I want to say Manny, but Manny's been through this before, and he just kind of snaps out of it, and then he comes back to Manny. I'm trying to think who.
I think my biggest concernometer is with Mike Schilt, and it is what he's going to do with Merrill, Sheets, and O'Hearn.
Okay. Is he going to do the right thing?
Is he going to do the right thing, or is he going to do
the easy thing?
The cool guy thing, the people pleaser thing.
The popularity thing, yes. I don't know why
Perry has some things to say.
Perry agrees. Perry says he needs to see Manny step it up as well. But and I'd like to see, we got to get.
I'd like to see some power from Tati.
Tati's hurt though. Now I don't know what we're going to see out of it.
Yeah, but also like I can shoot myself in the foot because homie also has close to a 500 on base percentage. So like
Tati?
Yeah.
I mean that's why people aren't giving him a lot of crap. He doesn't have the power, but he's getting on like crazy.
And who also?
And when he gets on, he scores.
You know who also has over 400 batting? On base.
Who?
Jake Cronenworth.
Well, good for Jake.
I think in the past 30 days.
That's one of the guys. Somebody on Hot Tub, and it may not have been one of the guys. It could have been one of the people in the Discord. We're saying Jake should be batting second over Rise.
Oh yeah, I did hear that too. And Craig agreed, and I kind of agreed too.
Yeah, it's not the worst idea.
It's going to be a good at bat,
right?
And he'll probably, if your point, if the number 2 batter is to get on base, he's going to walk a lot more than Arises.
Yes, that's the problem with the Rise. And I've been a huge Arise fan.
Apologist, even.
Yeah, for sure. But now it's very frustrating to watch him take very bad at bats. And you're right, he runs into them. So his
sporadicness,
his randomness, I guess you could say. The way he bats is like he's got this he's got this plan of having no plan, kind of. Or his plan is, I was talking to Dad about this today, he is totally fine taking a ball right down the middle, statue pose. I'm not going to swing at this pitch. I don't care how juicy it is. I'm going to watch it. But I want to get to 2 strikes. And then I'm going to swing at anything.
I don't get that.
I don't get it either. And it's like, I'm going to make contact. I'm a great contact hitter. Yes, he is. But he could be better. And he especially can be better.
If you swing at strikes.
And when there's runners
I knew that happened.
What's wrong?
It paused when the phone was ringing.
Oh, so they didn't hear
So
me.
just say just say your 2 cents.
Anyway, I was just saying about Arise that I totally get now why people are frustrated with them, because he's not taking the at bats we need. He's not deviating from his chaotic plan.
It's selfish in a sense.
In a way, it is. It kind of is, and he's stubborn, obviously. So I get now why people have taken significant issue with him. You know, so Chris Reed,
Yeah.
right? Because, and a lot of people don't want him to be re-signed, even though he has value. He absolutely has value. And let's face it, when he comes up to bat, you still have a pretty good feeling that he's going to get a hit. But I feel that way when there's no one on base, or
when the stakes are low.
The stakes are low, but the stakes are high. I'm like, I'd rather have Iglesias up there or somebody like that that's going to be a little more,
or for me even.
Yeah, something's a little more strategic.
Cronenworth,
even.
You want Cronenworth up there?
Yeah, so Cronenworth would take it better at bat. So not taking freaking 2 fastballs down the middle and just watching them go by. But anyway, so we have 2 hour or an hour and a half before the game starts. I think it's time to wrap up because I've got things to do.
Wrap it up. Hopefully the guys rack it up. Who knows?
We need to wrap it up.
I guess we'll pick our stick. I'd really love for Tatis to just laser some balls today. Just really laser it.
Yeah.
What about you? I was trying to read my text.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what they're saying. Because it was a phone call.
Yes.
So it was a voicemail, right?
Pick your stick, girl.
Okay. Loriano.
Yeah.
That's easy these days.
Fair trade. Fair.
I may have said Sheets if he was playing.
Yeah. All right, guys.
What about yours?
I said Tatis.
Oh, you said Tatis.
I need it.
You want him to hit some lasers, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need you to hit him out, honey. You just got to get on base.
All right, babes.
Doubles are good.
We love you.
Good. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Let's hope for, we won't probably be around for a couple of weeks because she's traveling and having a spectacular life the next couple of weeks, right? So hopefully the next time we're on here, it's all good news, right?
All good vibrations,
All good
everyone.
Vibes, yes.
Go Padres.
That's right.